Yeah, this is certainly clearing out now, and I'm just going to step aside to give you sort of a lay of the land of what we're seeing here. So if we could just push in on the podium right there, you can see that the sign has actually fallen off of the podium. This is where the former president was surrounded by Secret Service agents as he was then rushed off of this stage after we heard these popping sounds. And I want our camera to just veer here to the left. You can already see here, you see law enforcement officials right now. They're putting up this caution tape around this area. This is very much an active scene at this moment. You see law enforcement officials, they are taking notes. We're starting to see the presence of law enforcement officials increase as this area has now started to be cleared. Of course, you can see the amount of chairs that have been tossed and turned over. It just shows you how chaotic these moments were. I cannot stress this enough. To hear those popping sounds and then all of a sudden to just see people just dive for cover, people yelling, get down, cover your head. We did not know necessarily what those were. There are photos of the former president covering his ear. He did, as I mentioned before, after he was surrounded by Secret Service agents, he did get up, he raised his fist in the air. It was a sign to his supporters that were gathering here that he was okay. His supporters then cheered. But I can tell you there were several minutes after this where the crowd just didn't necessarily know what to do as the former president was rushed off of the stage. They didn't know whether or not they should quickly leave, rush out of here, whether or not they were safe, whether or not they could stay in place. The rally obviously officially ended after that, and then that's when we started to see people stream out of this area. Many members gathering here today, visibly shaken by what occurred. We are now seeing a helicopter that appears to be landing closer to where we are here at this rally. Just tense and chaotic moments that played out here in a situation that is still developing and unfolding with, as we still await details more what happened with.
Rachel Scott Forrest, thank you so much. I do want to ask you quickly before I let you go here. You've been to so many of these different Trump rallies over the years. Security is obviously incredibly tight. Tens of thousands of people go to these things. Can you just talk about what it's typically like when they search people as they go in?
Yeah. Absolutely, Whit. So in order to get into a rally with the former president, you do have to go through a Secret Service check. So you walk through a metal detector, similar to what you would walk through if you were at the airport, if you were about to board a flight. You are searched by Secret Service through a metal detector. Secret Service then goes through your bag as well to make sure that you do not have any items that are barred. Typically, people aren't even allowed to bring in large backpacks or large items as well, because this is an event with the former president. And members of the press are allowed to bring our laptops in. But I could tell you that Secret Service takes this very seriously. They do screen every single person that enters these rallies. And because of that, the lines often get very long as they are waiting to get people cleared in order to enter these rallies. Security is utmost important for the Secret Service. We have seen that at every single rally that we have gone into. We've seen people be turned away, maybe because they brought something that they weren't allowed to have, or maybe they had to leave something with Secret Service. They could not enter the rally. So they are diligently checking every member that enters these Trump rallies. Clearly, we do not know exactly what happened here today. We are still learning details, and of course we'll bring those to you as we have it. But one thing I can tell you is there are definitely security precautions underway for anyone that wants to enter a rally or an event with the former president.